Oh, wait a minute. Is that you, Jasmin?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Let's see. This camera works. Now can you see me?
I see you. All right, Chris, are you there? Chris? Are you there, Chris?
I think I scared your co-host off the show. I'm so sorry.
I don't think you scared him away.
Is he there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get adding him in.
Well, how come I can't see you guys?
You'll be able to see me in a second. You there, Chris? Damn it.
Hit the plus button.
I did. I did that.
There you are.
Hang on a minute. You there, Chris? All right. We're having a problem here.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, there you guys are.
Hi, Jasmin.
Hi, I can't see you guys. This is just not fun now.
Well, you're going to have to look at me. I don't know. Chris will have to bring up his camera.
Let me see if I can. I can. Scary. Let me see. Accept.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Dude, you have a mullet. Do you have a mullet?
Oh, I don't.
Oh, okay, never mind.
All right, I think we got everybody on.
Look at that. There's no mullet there.
This is compelling radio.
I know, it's a meeting of the mindless.
All right. Well, where were you, Jasmin? We were waiting on you, patiently waiting.
Could you blame me? I was at the bike show in Long Beach, so we spent the whole day there looking at bikes, dirt bikes, race bikes, street bikes, everything. It was fun.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. So
then we're off to the Prosthetic Records beer tasting party. Bob's supposed to be there later too.
Well, he texted me and said that he would be meeting you there. And what is this that you're doing tonight?
Prosthetic Records.
What is that?
Yeah, Prosthetic Records. Actually, they had Lamb of God on there way in the beginning at one point. They have Ex Mortis and a few other really good bands on their label. So they're having a beer. Like they have their own beer now. So it's like a beer tasting party and Ex Mortis is playing.
All right. Fair enough. All right, Jasmin. Well, you agreed to come on the Classic Metal Show tonight because we like to talk about relationships and whatnot and how fucked up things can be with the fairer sex, that being girls. So one of the things that we like to do, and since we talked about this on the Inside Metal Show the other day, we talked about Snatch Chat.
Yes.
All right. So we've got an official bumper for Snatch Chat, so we might as well play that to get us into this segment. What do you think?
I think so, yes.
All right,
absolutely.
Here we go.
There's a request in the chat room that we need a Snatch Chat bumper. Dude, I'm in a total fucking sexed up porn fucking drunk stupor tonight. I'm just ready to talk about pussy, 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 pussy.
Isn't that like the greatest word ever?
Yes,
Cunt.
sometimes.
Roast beef.
Pictures of snatch shoots. A snatch.
You got 3 inches of moist skin flaps, and we'll do anything for that.
All right, there's the official Snatch Chat bumper, Jasmin.
Yes.
Are we not pigs? Are we not pigs or what?
Not really. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Like, you got me worked up the other day on the show when you brought up the whole thing with Slash and Pearl and the divorce. I mean, yeah, I went in one of those crazy squabbles on and on. I went on and on about the whole thing because I just have my own set of views on that. Sure. We had that discussion.
Well, let me let Chris step in here because he got burned in a divorce, and he actually.
No. Let's not get carried away. I got divorced. I am the one that did not get burned.
Well, you didn't let me finish my what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
He actually wrote a book about a whole year in divorce hell. And the things that he,
endured after 25 years of marriage.
Yes,
that's scary.
but I would not say on any circumstance that I got burned in a divorce, because where most people get totally fucked, I didn't lose my house. I didn't lose my business. I don't have to pay alimony, and my kids were all grown. So I literally walked away with a check, a couch, a bed, and that's it.
And your sanity?
Oh, boy, that's the best part that's come back. Holy shit.
Or is that debatable right now? I mean,
well, there's not a whole lot sane about me anyway, but I'm a little more sane than I used to be.
Now, what's that in the back of your... Are those golden... Are those posters?
Me or Neeley?
No, you.
Yeah, there's some posters back there, and a Led Zeppelin ticket from the show that got canceled when John Bonham died, and I don't know, some other bullshit. It's all dark. The lights are turned off, so I don't have.
Are you like in a basement?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have my own house. I don't live with my mom.
Just because someone's in a basement doesn't mean they live with their mother. I know that's like the ongoing metalhead theme, like most of these grown men live in their parents' basement.
But they do.
But present company excluded.
Now, I unlike Neeley, I am not much of a collector. This is just a fucking shitty room. I mean, I could show you some T-shirts and shit that I have on the wall from various Metallica and Pantera tours, but... You know, and I have my Dimebag autograph from the day he kicked me in the chest. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot of memorabilia. I'm not a collector.
Yeah, I like vinyl still. Like when I lived in Europe, I was living in Norway for a while. It seemed like a lot of the labels were coming out with vinyl.
Right.
Instead of like the CDs. And they should come out with vinyl and like 8-track cassettes because those are really cool.
Sure. They are. You know, I'm just going to get into this a little bit, Jasmine, before we get all the way into the Snatch Chat. Mm-hmm. I have to say that your knowledge of metal is astounding for a chick.
Thank you.
And I don't say that lightly just because you're on the line, because Lord knows if you didn't have that knowledge, I'd be like, you're just another dumb chick. But
exactly.
But I unlike Neeley, I listen to everything. And I mean everything from country to Waco Jesus type death, the ultimate death metal type shit. And you're like the only one that I've heard in 15 years that is actually full-blown feminine and at the same time is talking about Ex Mortem as an example. It's like,
Ex Mortis. Well, the thing is, I grew up listening to this stuff, but here's a bit of unknown trivia that most people don't know. Remember when they had the Milwaukee Metal Fest, the New Jersey Metal Fest, and all of those?
Sure.
I was the first female to actually host those. I knew all the bands. I used to watch U68 growing up in New York, so I watched like all the old Raven videos, Black and Blue,
sure.
All of that like I grew up with. So going to that was really fun. Then after that, they had these stupid girls. Like, I don't know who the hell they were. They could barely construct a sentence in English or even pronounce their names. They probably had to have their names written down before they even like knew who they were. It went downhill. So I never went back after a few of the metal fests. And I heard these girls were like flashing their boobs. And that's usually what you do when you're stupid and you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
All right. Well, let's get into some stuff here. And Neeley, I get, unless you had a topic, Neeley, I'll go ahead and start.
No, you go ahead and start. But before we do that, I think Jasmine would look great in this.
Yes, I'll send you my address. I have to have one of those. That's cool.
Right.
Yes.
Yep. When we need that, we need celebrity chick picture.
Right.
That like metal. That actually like metal.
So that is yours, Jasmine. So I think you would look awesome in that.
Thank you.
Look, the chat room's getting all jealous because we're paying them no attention.
Right. All right.
You can talk to them anytime.
So go ahead, Chris. You lead off.
All right. Well, I'm gonna dip my toe into this, and then we'll kind of play off of it a little bit. I want to know specifically, as a female,
yes,
why it is that every chick, and before I even get into this, I'll preface it by saying, in my 3 years now that I have been single, since I lost my wife, I am already sick to death of fucking dating. I literally hate women to the point that I have really, if I can find a way to legally not get arrested for just having whores, that's what I'll do. Because it shouldn't
be illegal.
Well, it shouldn't be illegal, but that's all I need. I really don't need a fucking chick to be here in the morning. And I really don't need a relationship as much as just some puss once or twice a month or 3 times.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, how old are these girls you're dating, Chris? Be honest.
I've dated one. The most miserable experience of my entire life that was not married to me was 32. But the bulk of them have been in their like late 30s, early 40s, and I'm 47. And
well, you know what? First of all, I mean, you already heard my thoughts on a lot of them. Like 90% are just useless. So I think what it is maybe, where'd you say you are, in Chicago or Cleveland or somewhere?
I'm in Cleveland. Neely's in Chicago.
Cleveland? Oh, God. So what do you like, Cleveland cool or something? Okay. Nowadays, I mean, even with these older women, it's just like disgusting what people do now. They have these fucking Snapchat accounts. And they just sit there snapping stuff for like validation and how hot they are. And a lot of the women, you have to understand, they don't like the same type of things we do. You know, like how many females do you know would drag a guy to go to a bike show or insist on going to a bike show, like model kits and all this really cool stuff? Then we talked about this last week. It also depends, like, do these people have a career? Do these people have a life? Do they have kids? I mean, that's like the biggest set of baggage. And I feel sorry for any guy that dates a woman with kids.
Yeah, well, that's a brutal one. The thing that I run into the most personally is they're all looking to get into my wallet. They all
exactly.
They all see that I own a couple businesses and write books and all my other bullshit, and they're like, "Oh, fucking money grab." And not that
you write books.
Yeah, I've written 2, and I've got the 3rd one coming in February. So. Yeah, I do write books.
Well, the writer groupies, you could always do that. Like if you ever saw the movie Misery, you could have like a Catherine Bates type. I mean, that's probably very realistic. But the issue is that you're dealing with people, and Neely and Bob and I had this discussion, is women that are not their own rock stars. You know, you get people such as myself that have worked hard all their life. I don't ask for handouts. I mean, I was homeless living in an SUV for close to 2 months. I didn't ask for a fucking handout. I just, roughed it out till my next gig came along. So when you tell me these things, I just feel like stabbing someone's hand into the wallet before they touch it.
Well, why do they always feel like they have to gravitate and change whatever you are, though? Why can't I could say very honestly, I have literally found one girl in 3 years that actually can deal with me as me, which is fucking halfway fucking nutty and working 18 hours a day, but then partying and tearing up bars and breaking tables and shit that I do. I am the fucking, I know I'm radical, but every single chick that I end up dating wants to change that. And it's frustrating.
They want to do that to all of us. Like every ass has a seat. So, did you ever read that one blog I wrote, how to get a hot heavy metal babe if you're not a metalhead?
No, but I would.
Okay. The thing is, you don't change people. What you do is you grow with them and you find stuff together or persuade them to like cool things. These women you're talking about, they're old. I mean, they're not old, but like they're up there, and they probably like people that are more mature because you work on a metal radio show for one. You have long hair. You're in fucking Cleveland, but they're Cleveland cool people, so it's okay. You're in like Wayne's World land, Neely, because they were from Aurora, Chicago. It's a hard thing. I mean, it's a really difficult thing. Like I had a friend that's a photographer. He used to photograph Slayer for many years, Black Label Society. So he ended up dating these girls that just wanted to know him to see who he could introduce them to.
Right.
So then he finally ended up with this one girl that has like an animal rescue thing going on. And it's awesome, but she's not into the scene at all. And that's another thing. Like, don't tell me you're meeting these girls online in a chat room.
No, not always. Not
always. That's the problem.
I'm not going to lie and say that I have not plenty of fished a couple of bitches, but I I will definitely say, and it's kind of a running joke on the show, but I am definitely the guy that absolutely will bang into somebody at the fucking supermarket and say, "Oh, how you doing, sweetheart?" You know,
Are you serious?
I have absolutely gone out on dates because I did a ring scan in the supermarket and banged into her cart and just started talking to her.
See, because you look like you like metal, if you ever did that.
All right, we lost Jasmine. She went away for a second.
She drop out?
She did drop out. Says trying to get the call back. So she was right in the middle of a good piece of advice for you.
I was gonna say what happened?
Her audio dropped out. I don't know why.
Damn it! I was learning.
Well, you're learning from the best and expert.
Yeah, I did. Hang up. Can you hang up on her and reconnect to her?
I will definitely try that.
Try that.
All right, I will try that. I will add her back to the call.
All right,
and see if I can get her back. Hang on a second.
See, because I'm enjoying this.
Yeah,
but you could chime in too.
Well, I know, but you know, I don't want to interrupt the flow, but I will have something to say here in a minute.
Sure.
Looking for her contact here. Where'd she go? And for some reason, she's not on my list now.
I wonder if she lost her internet.
I don't know. Maybe. No, she. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Got her?
Add to call. All right. See if we get her back.
Yeah. Might have to turn off the webcams. Or her internet's dead.
I don't know.
Because if it's not connected to her, then her internet's fucking shot.
Well, it shows that it's trying to connect. It shows busy. It shows busy now.
What the hell?
Damn it!
God damn it! We were learning.
Yeah, I know.
You got a regular phone number?
I don't. Oh,
text her.
She's calling. She's calling.
Yeah, something happened to my internet at the house. But yeah, as I was saying, I mean, it's a tough world in general to even meet people, just even to have friends on a daily basis, you know?
Right.
So to go out there and put yourself out there like that, it's something else. It's I don't know what the population is in Cleveland.
Trying to get Chris back now.
Oh. Okay, you're still there, right?
I'm still here.
Yes. Hold on. Yeah, just the internet goes in and out here, and it's just crazy. I don't imagine too many people are like on their computers on a Saturday night, though. Where in Cleveland is Chris?
He's a little south of Cleveland, down toward Akron.
Hills? Down towards Akron?
Mm-hmm.
Evan, what town is there? Akron and Cleveland? Let me see. All right. This internet. Okay, here we go. Hi.
Are you back, Chris?
I wasn't gone. I was waiting for you to take me off hold.
No. So the fact is that first off, you're in Ohio, so it's a different thing. But actually, I take that back. It's just nowadays it's so hard to find people because everyone has their like Facebooks or Twitters or Snapchats and all this shit, and people are meeting people online. It's not like back in the day when you were younger, and obviously, people would meet people face to face. Like whatever happened to that? People are way more media and less social these days.
Sure. And
it's a numbers game like anything else. You just have to put yourself out there, but just don't go banging your cart into someone's. Just don't do that.
Hey, it works.
It works?
It did work. I got some ass out of that.
That's scary.
It did. It's not. Look, chicks are simple. It's simple to get pussy. Pussy is easy. I mean, if that's all you're after, that's not hard to find. Worst case scenario, you go to the bar at 1 o'clock in the morning, you pull out a lot of money. You'll get laid. That's not hard.
What businesses do you own?
I have an IT business, and then I own a pinball museum in Pittsburgh.
A pinball museum? Which one?
It's the Pennsylvania Coin-Operated Hall of Fame and Museum in Pittsburgh. It's got over 400 arcade. It's new. We just opened in May. but it's got over 400 video games, classic video games, and pinball machines in it.
I want to go there. I love video games. I went to the KISS convention when I was like 20, and I was playing pinball. That was like my favorite thing. Then years later, I made an appearance at the KISS convention signing, which is really interesting because going there as a fan to hang out, then actually signing, it was like two different things. It was cool.
Sure, I'm sure. Well, how do you go out there and find dudes?
Well, first of all, I look up the local prison, okay? And then I see who's getting out, what they're in jail for. No, I don't do that. Okay. It's really difficult, obviously, because I'm into some very strange things. Mm-hmm. And most of the guys that like metal and stuff, I mean, it's just not all of them have jobs, and then they're way younger than I am. So right. That's another thing. And I don't go out with musicians. But when I was out there, like, trying to meet people, I guess it was just, my friends would introduce me to people. I wouldn't go online to look for people. Like, a really good friend of mine, she and I had an argument. We hadn't seen each other in a few months. And she and I connected at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, the famous Rainbow, for some drinks and dinner. So I'm standing at the bar, and she asked me for the address of the restaurant. I gave it to her. She met some guy on Tinder like seconds before who was coming down there. I'm like, dude, I don't want to meet your Tinder guy.
Right.
His name's Sterling. What kind of fucking waspy freaking hipster shit is this? And why is he coming into a metal bar? Right. And it really aggravated me because I put in like $2 to hear some Dissection, like off the Rain, some stuff off the Rain Chaos album. It's like the best album ever.
Right.
So I just left. I was so mad, and I missed my Dissection music too.
But how do you sort out? Okay, we'll just go with that for you. How do you sort out? Where I get a lot of people that are trying to dig into my wallet. Not that I'm famous or anything. You have a name. You are definitely known. So how do you sort the difference between somebody that might actually be interested in you and have the same interests as you as whatever, as opposed to somebody that just wants to fuck Jasmin St. Clair?
It's a very difficult answer. I keep a very small circle of people. So It's very hard to like bust into that circle.
Right.
That's the first thing. And I'm not, for the most part, I mean, when people meet me, they could say I'm just very standoffish, which is true. It's true. When Bob had me on his show the first time as a guest, it was just to interview me. And then secondly, like in the past, I've had friends that are just guys that tried to get a map out of the friend zone, which just never works.
Right.
It's one of those things where you just pick up an intuition with people. And anyone that knows me knows I don't like a lot of people. Especially girls, because they're just dumb. Girls in the metal scene out here, they're pretty cool for the most part. Then you get the dumb ones that have like a microphone and have a YouTube station and think they do interviews. You don't. You are a glorified groupie with a microphone on YouTube is what you are. Right. Back when I first started working on the Metal Scene TV show out here, there was a girl whose boyfriend was the head programmer at MySpace.
Okay.
And one day at a Sepultura concert, she asked me some questions about them. I'm like, I said, first of all, they're not from Portugal. They're from Brazil, first and foremost. I mean, I've had this tattoo for a few years, quite a few. It hurt really bad. Got it in Brazil, though. So you got like those girls are a dime a dozen. And I could see where it's frustrating for guys to try to meet girls, especially with that. The guy I'm with now, he's actually from Cleveland.
All right.
And he was a writer.
It's not me.
No, it's not you. It is not you, Chris. No. But I got him into metal. The first band he saw was Arch Enemy. He met Arch Enemy. He went to Inferno Festival.
All right.
In Norway and got to hang out when I was doing all the interviews. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like a numbers game with people, Like, I wouldn't go meeting some guy at a metal show at the fucking bar. That's like the mistake all these girls make. They go out with the guys that are like, just the hang-arounds. Those are just, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you don't meet anybody that you want to spend time with at the bar.
No, because those are like night friends. Daytime friends that you do day drinking with, those are people you want to spend time with.
Right.
Did you go on Tinder by any chance?
No, I hate Tinder. I've tried it, and it's just like, no. And then I'll get a blister before I find a yes. So, no.
Yes.
You know.
Someone should make a metalhead dating site.
That'd be fun, but then it'll be just like every other dating site. Within 2 seconds, everybody will be lying.
Do you ever notice how those girls have the photos like right here in the face, you know, like all close up, and you never see the body? So my friend met this girl off MySpace. He was playing in a band, so he got her passed into the show. She gets there, and she's in a fucking wheelchair. It's like over speaking to someone like during that 2-week time span, it's like you would think they would say something like, hey, I'm in a wheelchair, by the way, but no.
See, I'd date her because she couldn't run away.
But she couldn't run away. Exactly.
That's my perfect girl there.
But you know what? You got to look at it this way, Chris.
All right.
This might be illegal, but it's okay.
All right.
Everyone has a chance. You have a chance no matter what. Until there's a restraining order intact, you got a chance.
Right.
And if the girl calls and if you call a girl and she yells at you and hangs up and all that stuff and says, hey, I'm going to kill you, I hate your guts, and hangs up, you still have a chance. When they don't answer is when you're fucked. I got this really cool app for Gmail that just deletes the stuff right away, like deletes it forever. So if you ever want to block someone.
Oh, I need
awesome.
that.
Look for psycho chicks, Chris. Yes.
I need that one for me because Lord knows I find all the psychos. That's for damn sure. But that's because I put myself out there for them too. I won't lie. I would, it's not a secret. I'll bang anybody. I don't give a shit.
Fat, how about Tia Carrera? Did you ever try meeting up with her?
Oh, I'd love to fuck Tia Carrera. Are you kidding me? I'd fuck her if she was dead. Please.
That's illegal.
Yeah, in some states.
It's like, speaking of all this stuff, I know we didn't talk about this before, but then you have posers, okay? Like Kim Kardashian and like her sister, they have their faces look like the inside of a goddamn used condom. And then they're there with Metallica and Slayer shirts on. Like how do you explain this? I mean, people know metal fans are the most loyal fans, and they try to like grab that in by wearing these shirts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sickening.
Then you have Kanye with his Megadeth shirt.
Yeah, well, and spelled wrong.
Huh?
And it was spelled wrong.
Was it?
Yeah, he had a Megadeth patch, and it was spelled DEAT. Yeah, like a dick.
And wasn't.
But I will say this: out of that whole thing, I was happy Lamar Odom had a really good time at the whorehouse. But when he got to the ER room, he must have been like, "Shit, I just want to pull the life support out." Because imagine waking up to that nightmare of seeing like those things there standing there.
Wasn't Justin Bieber wearing a Metallica shirt the other day?
Everyone wears a Metallica shirt, but yet nobody knows about Ride the Lightning. They don't know about all of the old, like they don't know anything about previous to the Black Album. No one knows about Cliff Burton. They don't know about anything. I met Kirk Hammett for the first time last year. I was a guest at his Fairfest Evil.
Yeah.
And he was really cool. But I mean, I like that. I kind of miss stuff in the 80s that was there, all the metal. I'm not saying I don't like the bands now, but there's a difference. And it's like, I think metal singers in general, like the girls, they have more of a presence than these stupid pop stars. Because the first real, to me, I know she was singing punk, but the first real female front person was Debbie Harry.
Okay.
She was in Videodrome. She was in Cherry Magazine. She was definitely the most beautiful woman out there. She wasn't a spring chicken when she broke her career.
Right.
And she was just hot. Then you got like Angela Gossow and Archer. I mean, you should try hooking up with her. She's single now. Christina Scavia, Lacuna Coil. All these girls are hot. Then you go and you look like train wrecks like Britney Spears and all that shit. Yeah. They have no talent.
Right. Well, I did propose to Lizzie Hale.
You proposed to Lizzie Hale from Hailstrom.
I got down on one knee and everything.
What did she say?
She just laughed. She just knew I was being a goofball.
She didn't call the police at that point?
Oh, we were hanging out rock on the range, and everybody like knotted into a circle around Steel Panther, and Lizzie Hale came walking in, and nobody was around her. So I just went up and started talking to her.
That's an idea. That is a perfect idea for you. Wait, you just hit on something.
What?
Here's what you do.
All right.
Pick one of the hottest singers in a different country that sings metal, that's female, of course. Find someone who wants a green card.
See, all right, now you're going to get me into my old war stories. When I was in the Army in Korea,
In the Army.
I got offered $50,000 to marry this guy's daughter. He was the vice president of the Jindo fur factory in Korea, and he offered me $50,000 to marry his daughter. And literally the only reason I did not do it was because in the military they run you through all the legal bullshit, and they told me that if they found any kind of money or anything in a bank account that I would do 10 years.
Yeah,
so,
that's 10 years.
So I chickened out, but yeah, I could have definitely gone over there and look, if I was looking for a wife, I would definitely just go overseas and find one because all the American chicks are fucking nutty.
Not all of them.
Okay, there's you.
A few like me. But I think like the problem is, like we said earlier, like with Slash and Perla, these women have like the golden uterus syndrome. That's what I call it. Mm-hmm. But it's like they think pussy gives them like a passport to be psycho, which it doesn't, and then dig into your wallet and blah, 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 blah. But that is, I mean, it's just the way of the world.
Right.
Unfortunately.
How you brought her up, and I want to go there because I listened to it, and I wish I would have.
When I went crazy the other day, thank you.
Yeah. And I wanted to be on, but unfortunately I had to fucking do my job. But how is it? I understand the legalities of it. Mm-hmm. I understand in California you get 50% and blah, 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 blah. How does anyone justify, let's say Pearl as an example, she squirted out a couple of kids with Slash, mm-hmm. Is that right?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, well, you can hire a maid for like $60,000. So why doesn't she have to pay? Why doesn't Slash have to pay 60? Well, let's say that giving him some pussy on the side, maybe that's $20,000 more a year. So $80,000. His kids are probably 8 right now. So $80,000 a year for 10 years, and that's it. $800,000 and out. That she has done nothing that has been important to Slash's career.
It's cheaper to hire a hitman.
Well, she could, but so could Slash.
He should.
He definitely should. He should just load up one of his guns. I'm sure he has them.
What happens is we had this discussion. There are people that are rock stars.
Yeah.
And people that want to be rock stars.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't get that mentality because I was always my own rock star.
Right.
So with people like that, I mean, they just think that they put up with so much, whatever, these expensive shopping trips, this and that, and being there for the shows and yada, yada. But yet at the same time, you have these women capitalizing off of some, these names. Right. I'm not going to mention names, but I mean, there's a specific one I know who wasn't even dating the said guitarist that she said she was dating when there was a misfortune. So she was able to capitalize upon a tragedy.
Is a misfortune, is that a live birth or a miscarriage?
It could be a tragic death. It could be an untimely death. It could be a hospitalization. It could be anything.
All right.
And what she did was she capitalized on it. But what a lot of people did not know was that at that time when the sad thing happened to him, they weren't even dating. Ooh. She was living there because she didn't have a place to stay.
Right.
But all I'm saying is this, like, woe is me, feel sorry for me thing only goes so far.
Right. Well, where is I fail to see I fail to see the value. I understand though that it is the guy's fault for being too fucking dumb. How do you have millions of dollars and not sign a prenup?
Well, who wants to marry a rock star in the first place or go out with a guy like that? You have to really think about that, okay? Because these guys, some of them are like beasts. Who in their fucking right mind wants to go out with a guy that's a beast, that doesn't fucking bathe, that doesn't like change your, just, you know what I mean? So it's hard to find people like that. So then the best thing is to marry someone or date one of these girls that needs to be with someone like that. So then they have status to do mm-hmm. things that they normally wouldn't have.
So now when Perla moves on, who dates her?
Okay, I could tell you. How old is she again?
She's probably in her late 30s.
How much is she getting?
She's going to get at least 20 to 50.
The pool boy.
You think that's what she'll do? She'll just go for the rock hard abs guy?
Why not? No, or maybe Chris, this is your lucky day.
Hey, I would. I ain't going to lie. I have no scruples. 20
Chris,
million.
It's your lucky day. What you do is build this whole profile up. and tell her like you were in an accident or something. Show up in a wheelchair. Well, you fought in a war, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
You know, there are a lot of military groupies out there. My boyfriend wrote this book called Generation Kill. It was about the military. So I see all these military groupies out there. There's some really cute ones.
Who's your boyfriend? I've seen the HBO series.
Yeah, he did.
Is that his?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it wasn't Alexander Skarsgård. God, no. But what I'm saying is you have military groupies out there. You have women that like men that were in the military.
Right.
You were in the military.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. What I liked about the military, he showed me these YouTube videos. I love how they had really heavy music. They had like Lamb of God, they had Metallica, and then they're blowing things up and killing people. It was so awesome. When
we went to Panama, I was my wartime experience. When we went to Panama, they put me on top of the Coke building, and we did 12 hours on, 12 hours off, just kind of guarding, and every once in a while throwing some shots down on the street. And but yeah, all they did was pump Slayer like day and night. It was just Slayer pumping down the street, and we were far from where Noriega was. I mean, we were far away, but all day long it was Rain of Blood. You know, it's fucking great.
You have to. And I mean, then you hear like everyone laughing in the background as they're blowing shit up with all this heavy music. It's awesome. But a lot, like during this time, I became friends with one of these guys that has PTSD. I mean, the type of shit this guy says on Twitter and like on his Facebook, I'm surprised he's not even arrested yet, but I'm sure like PTSD gets you that card to act insane. It might not work for me, but I'm telling you, when you bash your cart into someone at the store, you could say you have PTSD.
Now they just look at me and say, yeah, another stupid fuck.
This is like so Wayne's World-ish right now.
That is definitely what I do. I have no shame. I've gone out with everybody from girls I met in the grocery store to a fucking prison guard was one.
A prison guard?
Yeah.
That's how you got out of jail.
Oh, well, I've done a little jail time. Not
for what?
Not a lot. Assaults.
That's it?
Various assaults. Nothing major. I've never killed anybody or nothing that I know of, but just assaults. A lot of bar fights, a lot of teeth being knocked out and shit like that.
Poor Neeley. He's like, how the hell? Neely's just sitting there all like, all right, I'm just absorbing this. This is really crazy.
Well, that's because Chris is new to the dating circuit. I've been single for, let's see here, 30 years. So,
sometimes smaller places are better to meet people. Like a town like LA or New York, it's just such a shit show. And like everyone giving a shit about too many things,
Sure. No, I would not want to date in a big city. Fuck that. I like to date somewhere where there's a trailer park. That's easy.
Somewhere there's a trailer park.
Yeah, there's easy pickings.
Go through like every issue of Hustler magazine, and there are lots of girls in those beaver hunt issues. If you look in the background, you see like the trailer park, or you see like an empty bottle of Jack Daniels and food stamps on the table.
See, but that's easy pickings. You go to the trailer park making $150,000 a year, $200,000 a year. You are a fucking king. You are a king in the pauper's castle. You will get some pussy.
You're crazy.
Yes, a little bit.
It's customary for the lord of the manor to offer drippings to the poor.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, that's just. So, I have to cut this short because I have to take off to a party because I am a lady about town.
Yes.
But I'd like to join you guys for another full-hour episode. We might call you from the party.
All right. Well, Bob has the studio number, so he can call, and he
has an 800 number, is what he has.
Yeah, that's the studio line, and he's in the chat room listening. As a matter of fact,
tell him he sucks.
Well, he heard you. Believe me.
No, don't.
Believe me, he knows that.
No, Bob is awesome. It's funny because I didn't want to get back into doing anything with heavy metal, really. He had me as a guest on his show, and I just had such a great time, and it just reminded me of when metal was at a great time and people were doing really cool shows, and when there was, when you had people that talked about it that knew what they were doing, not when you had every single girl, it was a Suicide Girl model or some dumbass off MySpace or whatever the fuck, or like Facebook or whatever.
Right.
posting half-naked photos, interviewing bands. You know, like the first interview I ever did was George Fisher from Cannibal Corpse, and he had a Suspiria shirt on. I love horror films, and I like Suspiria. Dario Argento is like one of my favorite directors. So
Nice.
just one of those things. So he got me back into all of this. It's like the last thing I ever thought I'd do.
Well, it definitely helps his show because when Bob does it by himself, boring.
You don't want to look at Bob? Aw.
Bob's
Yeah, the thing is with me, you just don't know what I'm going to end up saying. You don't know if the FBI is going to come busting the door now or like Homeland Security or something.
Oh, you should listen to some back episodes of the show.
See, I just don't want to have any secret service issues. So, yeah, I just don't say some of the things I used to.
Nice.
But we're going to go have some beer at the Prosthetic Records party.
All right.
I will schedule for another time for a full hour on the show to terrorize you guys and your audience.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks for everyone listening in the chat room.
All right, Jasmine. Well, since you talked about King Diamond the other day,
Yes.
I think the only appropriate way to leave this interview is to play some Out from the Asylum.
Excellent choice. And don't have any nightmares tonight.
Exactly. All right. Well, say hey to Bob for us and go enjoy yourself, and we'll have you on again.
Yes, thanks for having me.
All right, Jasmine.
Sweet dreams.
All
Toodles.
right. We'll talk to you. Here's King Diamond with Out from the Asylum exclusively here
On your classic metal show.